I mean, I've always had a interest or an aspiration towards technology computers, only because when I was in elementary school, actually, we were the first school to get something called MLTI, so Main Learning Technology Initiative, and it gave us access to clamshell Apple computers back in the day. Now, the ones you could bash against the walls and nothing would happen to them, right? And I was just tinkering them with them, and my interest kind of just never went away. And then it worked up into middle school, getting myself into trouble, and computers were kind of like my safe haven, someplace I could kind of do anything I wanted to, as long as I found a healthy place like Synack, for example, to kind of tailor those passions I had towards technology. For me, that kind of kicked in kind of the bug aspect or the vulnerability part in high school, where my technology teachers kind of noticed, hey, he does terrible in all his classes, he's bottom of everything, but he excels in this one area. Let's see what happens if we feed that. So before, after school, during the lunches, everything, I'd be chilling with the tech department, telling them how to break through Windows 2000 images, and the typical stereotypical story you might hear about, oh, this kid changed his grade. Cool. How did he actually do it, and how did he get in? I would be the person that would do that to help our tech department. That's kind of where the whole thing never kind of changed. It's always been there. So it wasn't necessarily a career change in of itself. It was more just going after the passion I had since I was a child, really. But to kind of answer, how did I get from the military specifically to, say, the tech sector in general, not necessarily just Synack? Because before, when I was in the military, door kicker, airborne infantry guy, deployments to Iraq, all of that. They had an amazing transitional program, which I was surprised about, because, sometimes you'll hear a lot of negative things towards the transition process for veterans. I guess it just depends on the installation you're at. But I got lucky at Fort Bragg through their transition program. They had a new thing called VTIP at the time. It's a Veteran Talent Incubation Program, and that was through Cisco Systems. And I was like, I'll try it. Going from a grunt to tech and never actually tried anything in the professional sector, civilian job sector, just stuff from when I was a child. And I was just trying to see if I had a knack for it still. And I ended up making it through the whole program, and I got my CCNA route and switch through that program. And then I ended up sticking with the government sector down at Cisco. And I did that for several years, and now I'm still a network consulting engineer with them now in the CX space for commercial clients. So actually, it's funny, before I was even done the VTIP program, I was hunting, because I never officially looked for a bug bounty platform in of itself, right? I never even really knew of it. I knew of DEF CON, I knew of Black Hat conferences, I knew of that stuff. Wasn't too familiar with the ethical hacking perspective of it to report vulnerabilities to companies like Synack does. But before, like I was saying, before I was done VTIP, I found Synack, and I actually did the old interview process with them about almost a decade ago. And unfortunately, I didn't pass that one at the time, but I don't necessarily remember who interviewed me, but they gave me good critique. I asked them specifics, what was wrong, what could have been better, what needs to be known, and they gave me good, valuable feedback. And I came back again like 6-7 years later, and I got in. So I just didn't stop. I kept pushing for it.